Buddy, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. The fall semester's underway. We've got a lot of exciting things happening. Volleyball hosted the University of Arkansas here just about a month ago, and actually a month ago today. And we had over 3,000 fans here, which was not only a record for us, but somebody probably needs to look that up. I wouldn't be surprised if that were a record for volleyball in the state of Arkansas. It was a great day, and we've had some really competitive down-to-the-wire matches here as we go into non-conference, including a big win against Providence out of the Big East. So we start conference play on Saturday against Southeast Missouri. We're excited about that. We've got a big event planned for students and faculty and staff, so I know we'll have a really good crowd there. And we expect to contend for the conference championship and being in a position to go to the NCAA tournament. So we're really excited about what we have going on in volleyball, and I know you'll hear from Coach Compton and a couple of her players here in a minute. Even more exciting things happening over at soccer. We dedicated our new field and some other improvements we made at the Coleman Sports Complex back on the 4th of September. We had over 800 people in attendance that day. That was a new Coleman Sports Complex record, which was great. Some special guests. We had the Mayor Frank Scott here. We had several of our members of the Board of Trustees, including Kelly Eichler, the board chair, and others. And that's really part of our overall commitment to making sure that we're improving each and every program that we have here, right? Trying to find ways in which we can make their lives better and do what we do there better, and replacing that field after 12 years I think has been a really good shot in the arm and helped make our program more competitive. We're off to a strong start in OVC play there as well. We had an incredibly exciting finish on Sunday. Our team really persevered after about 6 hours of weather delays. They come out and we're trailing 1-0 with about 30 seconds to play, and on a corner kick we get a goal, which was incredible, a great way to get a draw with the team that not only was the defending champ but picked to win the league. So we had other big wins against Pine Bluff and Central Arkansas here to start the year. So we're excited about where we are. We should be right at the top of the league for sure. And like volleyball, we expect to be challenging for the conference championship and going to the NCAA tournament. So we're excited about what Coach Farrell and her club are doing, and you'll hear from, I believe you'll hear from them. Yeah, there's Kelly. We'll hear from them here in a minute. Just a couple of other things around the department to let you know about before we hear from our teams. One, I think you likely saw this morning, we announced our Little Rock Athletics Hall of Fame class of 2026, which was exciting, bringing that back after a year hiatus. I think it's a great way to honor our past and celebrate the great people, teams, and moments that make up Trojan athletics history. We've got an incredible group. This is really going to be a fun couple months as we do some creative things with them. Of course, Coach Foley, who's one of the best to ever do it, certainly in these parts. Over 400 wins here, all those championships. I think a half dozen NCAA tournaments, and certainly one of the best to ever lead our programs. The 2015-16 men's basketball team. This is the 10th anniversary of them going out and winning 30 games, winning the Sun Belt, and not only going to the NCAA tournament, but upsetting Purdue in the first round and advancing in Denver, I believe it is. I think that took place in Denver. And so we're excited to have them back. Coach Beard is obviously still involved in the game at Ole Miss, and Josh Hagens, who was a leader on that team. I had a chance to speak to him a couple of weeks ago, and he was really excited about this honor. He's still playing in Greece or Cyprus, so we'll have a good representation of that group back for the Hall of Fame ceremonies February 6th and 7th, and we'll get information out to our fans on how they can participate. A number of other great Trojans there as well. Taylor Galt from women's basketball, Adina Bejic from volleyball, one of the greats to ever wear our colors. And then on the men's side, Dr. Mel Colazzo, who's really become a community fixture here, who played tennis for us back in the day, and Daniel Fox from Australia, who was probably our most decorated men's golfer ever. So we're real excited about being able to bring those folks back and celebrate those moments in our history. Hopefully you had a chance to see the new courts that we recently redesigned and had finished, both in the practice gym and on the main court here at the Stevens Center. We were really intentional about including that outline of the state of Arkansas in the design, and you'll notice that that's the case on both of those floors. The reason being is that hey, we're in the state capital and we're centrally located, right in the middle of the state. So while we're the University of Arkansas at Little Rock, we very much take a statewide approach to our outreach. So we wanted people to know that we're proud to be Arkansans, and now they'll see that on our floor during every volleyball and men's and women's basketball mat game. We're getting ready to renovate this room right here. We're going to get started here in about a couple of weeks and have it done in time for basketball season. I think it's going to give it a really nice new look. We're going to do some new things from an audio-visual standpoint, put about a 100-inch screen in here behind me, and do some other things to spruce up the area. We have an announcement coming up here over the next couple of weeks regarding a naming opportunity, a new name on this particular space that I think will honor someone we're all really familiar with, and it'll be a fitting tribute to them. In just a couple of weeks, we've got the 16th annual Spectacular coming up on Thursday, October 16th. We're recognizing Ray Tucker, who's been the voice of the Trojans now for over 40 years, but has been a fixture in Arkansas sports broadcasting for even longer than that. He's really part of the fabric of the media here. We're excited to be able to recognize him and to raise money for scholarships. That's what the proceeds of Spectacular go into, to be able to provide opportunities for the young men and women in our program to go to school and earn degrees. Our goal this year is to raise over $500,000, and I think we're well on our way to hitting that goal. I'm confident we'll get there, and we have some fun things and a few surprises as we lead up to Spectacular here in just a couple of weeks. Two final things I'll share with you. One, we were here just a few weeks ago to announce the Central Arkansas Basketball Tip-Off Classic with our friends down at Pine Bluff. That'll be on Friday, October 17th, right out here, a doubleheader with our women's programs playing at 6, and our men's teams getting after it at 8 o'clock shortly thereafter. This is really a great opportunity to bring together two University of Arkansas system schools to collaborate, to create something new that was good for the area. It gives us a chance to celebrate basketball in this region, whether that's at the high school, all levels of the collegiate game, and we've had a lot of pros that have come out of the state of Arkansas. So to give us a chance to really shine a spotlight on basketball in the state, and we've had incredible interest by fans and the corporate community. So we're optimistic that this is something that'll become an annual event in some form. And then the final item I'll share with you, and it's at least a close cousin to our Hall of Fame announcement today, is that on Saturday, December 6th, we're billing that as College Basketball Rivalry Day in Arkansas. Our women's and our men's teams both play probably our two chief rivals. We've got the women squaring off against Central Arkansas, and the men taking on Arkansas State right here at the Jack Stevens Center. We're going to celebrate the 20th anniversary of this building. It's hard to believe, but the Stevens Center opened. It'll be 20 years here at the end of November. So we're going to take that date on December 6th to do some things to recognize that and celebrate it in a really fun way. I think particularly for the folks that have been around for those entire 2 decades, they'll see a little bit of nostalgia, and we'll have some fun with it. We're also going to do something that it's one of the fun parts of my job when I get to make phone calls like this. We're going to honor the numbers of 2 Trojan basketball greats. The first is number 11, James Scott, who's the all-time leading scorer for our men's program and a Hall of Famer. And then number 20, Chastity Reed, who of course is also the all-time leading scorer for our women's program and a Hall of Famer as well. And of course, she's a member of our staff. She's going into her second year as a member of our women's basketball staff. So, we're going to go ahead and honor those numbers, put them up in the rafters, and so when people walk in, they know right away that hey, we've had a couple of people that have really contributed to the history of this program. So I think that's going to be a fun day, both from a rivalry perspective, some intensity with playing chief rivals that are right up and right down the road, and then the chance to kind of honor our history with the incredible impact that the Stevens family had on this university by making the lead gift to build this arena, and then honoring two of our greats as well. The Trojans have a lot of momentum, right? We think we've got a lot of great things happening in our program, and we're really looking to set the agenda for the future, for our future, in what's clearly a very rapidly changing landscape in college athletics. We want to take a leadership role there. We're not going to let things just happen to us. I do believe that with our administration's support and the fact that we're in full alignment with the mission of UA Little Rock, that we are really set up to do some great things and to compete for championships across the board. So, we want to be able to determine our future, and I'm confident that with the fans and support that we have in our corner, that we've got a chance to do some really, really good things. So with that, I thank you for being here. I appreciate your support in covering us and helping bring our message to our fans and supporters. I'm certainly happy to hang around afterward if there are any follow-up questions or anything now, but we'll get on to hearing from the real stars of our show.
We've had a quick start to the season. Our fall semester goes really fast this year, so we have 3 new guys on the team, which for golf is quite a lot. We have 3 new starters in the team. Mark's one of them. He just transferred here from the Razorbacks. So we headed off to Minnesota. Really good field, really good golf course. We struggled a little bit first tournament of the year. Just weren't quite as sharp as we needed to be. We finished in 8th, but the leaderboard was really bunched. We were 6 shots out of 4th place, 10 shots out of 2nd, which in team golf is not that many shots when you're counting 4 guys in 3 rounds, and it adds up pretty quick. So we had a really quick turnaround after that tournament and went to Cincinnati against a really good field on a course that we've had some good success on. Last year we were in the final pairing there last year, and obviously we had 3 guys that were new in the lineup, but just playing a golf course, we had a pretty good game plan for it. We did a lot of short game practice heading up there, and the guys were really motivated. Arkansas was in the field, and so that was a little extra motivation for all of our guys, and we played really well. Mark finished 3rd, Ed finished 6th, Ed also finished 14th in Minnesota to start the year, so and then we finished 2nd in the tournament, and we beat the Razorbacks. They're ranked number 14 in the country right now, so that was a nice way to cap off 2 in a row that we had there. We beat other teams like TCU, Kentucky, Louisville, some really good programs to start the year. So, and then we head off to South Carolina on Saturday we're about to play 3 tournaments in a row to end the fall season. We go to South Carolina, then we head up to Notre Dame, and then we have our home event at Chenal to round out the fall. So,
Mark, can you talk a little bit about kind of what it was like to face off against your old team, had that success both personally and team-wise with these guys?
I'd be lying if I said that I didn't know they were playing and have a bit of extra incentive, but my goal with these guys every week is to try and win that tournament as a team and contribute and do as well as I can personally. So for me, we finished the 2nd that week. My focus is on trying to improve, so then next week we can have a chance to win. But it was good seeing those guys, and getting to go compete against them. It was a nice little message to send. I truly believe we are the best team in the state of Arkansas for golf, so that was a good way to start the year. So,
Mark, walk me through the decision about coming from Arkansas to Little Rock. Just how did that all kind of go down, and why did you end up here?
I think what Coach Oaf's doing here is amazing. This is my 3rd year in college golf now, and I've transferred twice. So I've spoken to a lot of different coaches and got to know a lot of different people over my years, and I truly don't believe there's a coach who's doing a better job in the nation right now than what he's doing in terms of the way he leads the team and communicates with us and how much he does truly believe in us, which is really, really nice. And I think that coach-player relationship is really important for the growth. You know, I'm trying to play professional golf, so this is the place which I think is the best place for me to try and do that.
Coach, just announcement this morning, Daniel Fox going to the Hall of Fame. Just I can use that just kind of point to these guys and hey, here's who's come before, here's what this golf team has meant to this university.
Yeah, for sure, it's great. I mean, he had a really good career here. You know, he fits the mold too of kind of what our team is. He's an international player. He came here and did really well, and then he's been playing professional golf for a long time. So I think it kind of shows these guys like what can be done, you know, and fits right into their mold of being an international player and coming all the way here to Little Rock from a long ways away. And, you know, I think that sets a nice high bar for these guys, you know, and they don't think about that type of stuff, but, you know, down the road, what's kind of possible.
One goal that I'm sure they do have is winning the conference again. What are y'all doing now to kind of prepare you for that point in spring?
Yeah, I think, you know, we're just trying to do our thing. You know, we have 3 tournaments coming up. We're really just focused on those. I mean, conference will come around much later in the year. You know, we just try to take it day by day and tournament by tournament. You know, we don't see those teams a lot. We won't see any of them until we get to conference. So, you know, just trying to handle our business and play the best golf we can play. We can't control what any of those teams do. So, just trying to play the golf course.
Like I said, along those same lines, just coming off of a VC title, what's the energy been like on the team this year, trying to get back and win another one?
It's been hard. That's a great motivation for us towards the end of the season. I think the 3 returners that played last year, we all saw the passion and emotion involved in it, and I think that's going to motivate us this year to do the same. But like Coach said, we've got 3 tournaments coming up, and they're our main focus even before the spring season starts. So yeah, it should be fun.
With that much turnover, how's it been just kind of integrating everybody into the team? And I assume y'all are getting along.
Yes, yeah, no, we're lucky. We've got 6 guys. It's a small team, but we get along really well. You know, we hang out pretty much every night in an apartment, so we're bonding pretty well off the course, and on the course we motivate each other, and we're all very capable players, so it's great to see each other progress.
Mark, you talk about what Coach is doing here and like wanting to be a part of it. Can you go into a little bit of detail there on what exactly is really special?
He does a really good job of creating different structures for different players and finding out what works individually. It's not a blanket program where this is what everyone has to do and everyone has to stick to it. Instead, he knows that some guys will get pushed in different ways and other guys need this in practice and this in practice. And for golf, it's, you know, like even though when we go to these events, we're a team, I can only do what I'm doing and Ed can only do what he's doing. And it's about figuring out the best to get the way to get the best out of every player. And then I think that's sort of how he does a great job of it is, you know, all of us know what we're doing from a week-to-week basis, what we need to work on. Immediately after we finish the tournament, you know, we can have a good discussion about what went well, what we need to improve on. And there's no, you know, emotional factor in it. It's a pure, this is what we did, this is what we need to improve on, and this is how we're going to cater it to each player. There's no, you know, if we ever, that week in Minnesota, we all were pretty disappointed with the result. It was a great opportunity for us to go and sit down and think, okay, we've got a busy schedule coming up. We know we don't have much time, so let's figure out how to improve from then on. And that's where I think he does a great job in figuring out what works for every player.
And Coach, you talked about having 3 new golfers on the team, which is a little bit unique. You know, how has it been integrating them? I know Ed kind of talked about that they have this camaraderie already, but what's it been like to have them mixed in?
It's been good. I mean, we have a very international team, so, you know, I think they bond over that. I mean, 5 of our 6 guys are from Europe, so I think that helps. You know, I think they're all golf nerds. Like they just want to play golf and play golf till it's dark outside, so I think that helps as well. And then just the level of competition that we play against, you know, that's a big draw for all of them to come here. So, you know, they're just really excited to play golf, but then to play good golf because the teams we have the chance to beat, and you know, like the Razorbacks and other SEC schools and things like that. So, you know, it kind of helps us come together to accomplish those types of things.
Yeah, so it's been about 2 months since we started preseason. I think we've seen a lot of growth from the team. We've got a pretty young team which seems to have been the case every year since I've been here, but definitely a lot of opportunities for growth in that time. The point of our non-conference schedule is to prepare us for the OVC, which I think we've done that. We've had some really good wins over in-state teams in Pine Bluff and UCA, had some teams that challenged us in different ways, had a really gritty performance against Tulsa about a week and a half ago, ended up tying 3-3, played a man down for over half the game, so I think that really showed a lot of character from the group. Had a really exciting game during our field dedication, had over 800 fans, which Frank had talked about. Really thankful to Frank and the administration for getting that field done. I think it shows big commitment to the program and is going to continue to help us grow the program. We are one game into OVC play. Frank had mentioned what we had dealt with on Sunday. Faced a lot of adversity, finished the game probably about 6 hours after it was supposed to start, had a couple of rain delays, but the team showed a lot of character, getting a goal in the last 30 seconds to tie the reigning OVC champs. Next home game is this Sunday against SIUE at 12, and we go on the road and play against SEMO on Thursday. So a couple of opportunities to kind of put us in the driver's seat for the OVC.
Coach, what were some of the things during that non-conference portion of the season that maybe you learned about the team's strength and weakness-wise, or maybe focusing forward?
Sure. I've been really excited with the way that we've attacked this year. I think that's been something over the last couple of years. I felt like we were really strong defensively, and we needed to find a way to score more goals. We are, I think, 9 or 10 games into the season. We've already scored more goals than we did all of last year. So I think that's been a big room for big opportunity that we've had to grow. Defensively, we're really, really young. We've pretty consistently started 3 freshmen on our back line. So I think just getting them on the same page and allowing them to kind of understand the way that each other plays is going to be, something that we need to continue to work on. But obviously really excited with those players getting big minutes in their first year.
That's in the process of having those freshmen in the back and growing it. Are they where you would want them to be going into conference play?
I think so. 2 of them, Mary Ratcliffe and Emily Nahone, have played almost 90 minutes a game every game this season. So I think to be able to step in right away and make an impact is huge. Obviously, in the recruiting process, that's what we're looking for. We want players who can come in, make an impact right away. So I think they've done that. Claire Silvestro has played probably 70 to 90 minutes a game for us in the back line. So yeah, they're continuing to grow and just kind of learn the system and, get acclimated to college athletics where they're playing against bigger, faster, stronger, seasoned players. But I'm really proud of what they've done so far.
Coach, with all the delays that you were dealing with on Sunday, it's got to speak to your team's mentality of being able to battle that adversity and go out and do what you did. I mean, even having a younger team, like you said, what does it mean to see that happen over the course of the day?
Sure. All the credit to the players with that. I think it's super, super tough to sit around for that long and then be expected to go out and put together a 90-minute performance. But they did that. We've had a couple of moments in the past where we've had to deal with that. We got a great result against Arizona State last year after a really, really long rain delay. So my message to the team was kind of let's, harness that mentality from last year and see if we can do the same thing. But all the credit goes to them. I think they were really resilient. I think they kept a great mentality throughout the game, which, as a coach, that's really all I can ask for.
Maggie, what do you think has been the key for y'all to have as much offensive success early in the year as y'all had?
Yeah, I think we have more experience in our attacking mindset. Maria is leading the OVC right now in goals, and me and Amaya also are leading, so I think we've done a really good job, and I think our mentality has just changed. I think we just want to score and whatever it takes to score. And Kelly and Alex, our assistant, they've really instilled in us in our mind that it's like score. Like all you can do is just score, so that's what we've been trying to do.
It's a same kind of question. The connection that you guys have between midfield and attacking, how good has that been to see in the non-conference pay off?
Yeah, going off of what Maggie said, it's been great. Honestly, what Maria has been putting up numbers on there, and she's been giving us the energy that we need to, like just going first, and it just brings up the whole team's mentality. Like we could do it, we could score, and Kelly and Alex has been a great help with that too, with our confidence and just you got this, you got to score. So.
two of you girls played with the Rangers this summer, went on that. How much does it help to have something like that during the summer for your girls to plug into and kind of continue to grow?
Yeah, I think that was huge. Obviously, we want the players to play over the summer, and the higher level that you can play at, hopefully the better prepared you are for the season. The Rangers had a great run. They ended up losing in the national championship. So those 5 players who played with the team got a lot of minutes, got a lot of opportunity to grow, to get fit. I think for a couple of them to be able to play that many games over the summer really put the best foot forward for the season.
Coach, just to have a event like you guys had a couple weeks ago with the new field, getting all those people out there, what does that say just about the program, the investment there, and kind of how do you harness that and keep growing this thing?
Yeah, it's amazing. When I came here 3 years ago, I thought that was really just something that would never ever happen. And I think Frank and the Chancellor and everyone who played a part in that, it was huge to just say, hey, we are committed to the program. This is something that the program needs, and this is going to help move you forward. But I think the excitement around the field is huge. We've had a couple of really good crowds, which is exciting. And I think right now, the Rangers help. I think there's a lot of excitement around soccer in Central Arkansas. So I think, our games are a great way for people to see live soccer. We are the only Division I program in Little Rock, men or women. So, I think it's great to have people out supporting who want to be engaged in the community and with the sport.
Everyone, I would like to reiterate the fact of the highlight of the 3,000 fans that we had at our Razorback scrimmage. I think that was a big highlight. That's the most fans that's been in the Jack since I've been coaching here, and I've not coached here very long. And but that is huge. It was huge for me. I was in awe about it because I think the record before that was probably 1,000 or close to, and that was probably in 2014. So with that said, I'd like to piggyback on the win with the Boston College. We've been on the road for 4 weeks. We've had 12 matches. It's been kind of grueling, but I agree with Coach Walker. If you can't win on the road, it's hard. It's hard. You must win your home games, and you must learn how to win on the road. So 12 matches, I hope, will give us some experience going into the OVC. And we're coming off of a great weekend. We played at Tulsa this past weekend. We won 2 out of 3. New Mexico State had better RPIs than we did, and we beat them, ORU. And then we played Tulsa, which is a top 20 team, within 2 points of each set. So I thought we played some of our better volleyball against Tulsa. At this time, I'd like to recognize some players. Elenia Margaritha here to my right. She's a middle blocker. She's been named Offensive Player of the Week in the OVC. She's first in hitting percentage in the OVC, and she's also been named to some of the all-conference tournament teams. Andrea Roman is our libero. She's been named Defensive Player of the Week twice. She's reached 1,000 career digs in her career here. In the nation, she is ranked 21st in digs.
We started off really good with 2 out of 3, but towards the middle, we had a rocky start. And then this past weekend, it was really good for us. And like you said, hopefully we transfer it into conference play. And I feel like we're going to do really good. I feel like the energy and the vibes are there. We've been working really hard since this past weekend. And yeah.
Coach, how encouraging is it to be playing your best volleyball so far heading into the most important part of the season?
That's probably, the reason we have 4 weekends to prepare for our conference season. You always hope that you will be playing your best at the end and stay injury-free. We've been lucky so far that we've pretty well kept everybody healthy enough to be able to play. So, that's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. We've gone, I can't say, we haven't gone through some ups and downs in these 4 weekends. When you play 3 matches a weekend in less than 24 hours sometimes, that's pretty grueling. It's grueling on the players. When you're playing 3 matches, it's hard to give great scout reports. It's hard for them to absorb all that. And I think, this will be going into the conference, being able to, we still play 2 matches within 24 hours, but just being able to focus on one team at a time will help us.
Where have you seen this team improve? You talk about how grueling it is, there's ups and downs, just how hard it is to be on the road and go back and back and back. Where have you seen this team improve over the past 4 weeks?
In volleyball, if you don't play every point for point because it's rally score, you don't have to earn the score. So if you don't play point for point and make every point your most important point of the set, then you will dig yourself a hole. You will get behind a couple of 2 or 3 points. And then with rally score, it's very hard to dig yourself 5 points when you're down. I think that we've impressed in practice so much that you've got to have the courage and the fortitude to play each point as if it's the last point, that will come out ahead. You'll be more successful. So I think they had the courage to do that. This weekend, I think they had to realize that this is every point matters. And so I think they've come to realize that. I think their defense has picked up because we're ranked nationally in the top 25, top 10. We have a seasoned team, we do. For the first couple of weeks, we had a problem trying to figure out the starting 8 players. And I think we've kind of figured that out now, getting ready to go into the conference play. And the seriousness of earning every point, I think they understand a little bit better.
I did want to ask a lot of perception on volleyball. You think of outside hitters being the ones that are killing. To have someone who's so effective offensively in the middle, how helpful is that? And how kind of unique is that to have someone as effective as she's been?
I love for middles to score, because you almost have to have a perfect pass, a perfect set. And she leads the OVC in the hitting percentage. Margarita does. It's great because you can balance your offense that way. The block is not always set for the outside hitter or right side hitter. So it's great to have that balance in your offense. So we're very fortunate. We have 2 great middles this year. And we have returners. I would like to say that on this team that we did not have one person put their name on the portal last year. So we do have a seasoned team, and we have returning players.
Thank you. So we are, halfway through our regular season. So we did have 2 meets, one at UCA and one at Harding, and we are getting ready for Chili Pepper next weekend, and then we go to Alabama before we go to our conference championship all the way up in Illinois. The first 2 meets were mostly just focusing on workouts. Harding was about 20 degrees warmer than it was last year, so it was a little bit tougher racing at 6 and 5:45. So that was a big challenge for us as a team because most of our practices are in the morning. Shane did run really well. I think it was a PR from last year, so that was really awesome. And Aaliyah was our top finisher at UCA and ran really well despite coming in a little sick to the season. We're really excited to get after it at Chili Pepper. It's our first major meet that we're going to be going to, so a lot of finishers. It's a really fun meet to go to. The course I've heard is really awesome, so it's going to be fun to experience that firsthand. And then obviously going all the way up to EIU for conference is going to be cool, and seeing where we are at that point in the season.
I guess as you start to turn your attention to conference, what are sort of the goals, the expectations going into that part of the season?
Yeah, at least for the first couple months of the season, it's just, trying to stay consistent and building off of what we build off of the summer. So hopefully with all the training that I sent over the summer, it's, you got to be able to do it and get after it so that you're ready to work when we get here. So we're still putting on a lot of our like threshold work and a lot of our longer long runs as we get into that, and then as we get closer, it's more so race pace and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just with Chili Pepper and with Alabama, those meets are going to help out with the bigger meets of racing, better competition, getting after it, and being willing to go out and hurt a little bit as you're doing it. So that's mostly what we're going to be working on for the second half.
Jay, for you to go out and run a PR and kind of have that confidence boost, just how helpful is that going into the rest of the year?
It's pretty good. So that was a 4 mile, and we'd run 8Ks for the rest of the season. So, I mean, it is what it is. If I run a PR in a 4 mile, I mean, that's not the goal to race 4 miles. I have to race about 5 and then a 10K for regionals. So we used it as a workout those first 2 meets. So it was comfortable, and if I PR'd, so I did. And I guess I'm happy, but I want those 8Ks. I want all conference, so I'm more concerned with that.
It's what do you need to do between now and conference to kind of help you get towards those goals of all conference?
It's really just stay healthy, be with our trainers. We have a great support team down there that do as much as they can, prevent injuries. Just eat healthy, sleep well, don't do dumb things.
The folks after you, Greg Ray's at UCA, just kind of the same question of how does having that early season success help push you kind of towards the end of the year?
I didn't really do as good as I wanted to. I was sick for about 3 weeks before season actually started. I was pretty happy with how I finished team-wise. I feel like I really had a lot of motivation from the team. Our top 3 girls really pushed me like a lot, and I really appreciate it, and I think that by the end of the season we should all be like right there 1, 2, and 3.
That's to have so many girls around you that can push you to the next level. Just how helpful is that? How fun is it to be able to compete alongside those girls?
It's a little nerve-wracking. You never know like where you're going to end up really. I really do enjoy practicing with them, and being able to push each other in practice and races and everything like that. I also think that we are a lot closer as a team this year, and I think that helps as well. I do think that it should be a really good year.
Coach, you talk about the Chili Pepper meeting coming out for this team, and all the ways that you help your team grow. What do you want to see from them at that meet specifically?
I really want to see us getting after it a little bit more, because we were, especially for UCA, kind of like holding stuff back, and I want to see with the extra competition, getting after it and moving up through the race and being willing to try to finish high, because that's what doesn't matter really about the time. It matters about what the place is, and especially in a big meet like that, like we want to be up there and competing.
Today is the first official practice. I'm excited about that. I like this team that I have. Easy to coach. I'm not the easiest guy to play for, but these guys are easy to coach this year. We're long, we're athletic. We're deep, a lot deeper than we were last year. We could have won the OVC last year if we could have stayed healthy, but we didn't, and that's water under the bridge right now. I'm excited about this team coming up. We got a tough schedule. University of Milwaukee, Wisconsin on the road, and Marquette, and Ball State, and Murray State, and Texas State, and I lost town after that. So we're going to be on the road for about 2 weeks. It's an NBA schedule as far as I'm concerned. We're going to bond on this road trip, because once we leave on this road trip, we're not coming back. So the guys know that. We've been getting ready for that. We're excited about the season that's coming up. You guys got any questions?
Coach, can you talk a little bit about how you coverage the program and adjusting and working together with everyone?
The summertime, it's great that the NCAA has allowed coaches to work with their players in the summer, because we needed that this year, especially in today's game with the turnover of people transferring in and out. Luckily, I was able to come back with 4 or 5 guys. These 2 guys right here who basically are coaches on the floor for me. So all the new guys are picking things up. It's new. The terminology defensively and offensively, it's new, but they're picking things up, and the summertime was a big part of that.
Coach, you talk about the tough schedule.
Mm-hmm.
You're now seeing, getting a little bit underway with this team. How do you think that your guys will rise to the challenge, especially with having so much more?
I think we're going to be fine. If you're going to win, I've always said if you're going to win the Sun Belt or in the OVC, I always tell my guys, if you're going to win, you got to learn how to win on the road. You got to win on the road. And 2 years ago, we won the OVC. We won games on the road in the OVC. So I think this is a great test for us to go on the road in hostile environments. You know, West Virginia, Marquette, all those Power 5 schools right there, and the other schools are going to play are really good schools. So I'm looking forward to it. I think we're going to be fine.
Has anything surprised you about this team so far?
We're long, and I thought we were really good defensively last year, and we were. We were really good defensively last year, even though we didn't have a lot of depth. A lot of guys were hurt. We can guard people. We're long, we're athletic, we get multiple efforts. And when you go on the road, as Kelvin Sampson, I don't talk to a lot of guys in college basketball because there's a lot of people that's phony in this business, and he's not one of the phony ones. And defense travels. And you can take that on the road. You may not be scoring well, but you can guard people and still win games on the road.
You mentioned, obviously, the whole new landscape in college athletics. How important was it to get these guys back, and how many conversations did you have with them this offseason?
Well, this is right up my roadhouse. This is professional sports to me. I'm not a college guy. I'm an NBA guy. So this is professional sports to me. I try to treat my guys like pros, even though they're young men. I try to treat them like pros, and it's a business. So you're going to have turnover. Yeah, the most important thing, people always talking about who you're going to recruit. The guys that's on my team right now, those are the most important guys. Are the guys that are in your locker room. Those who you have to recruit day in and day out.
You mentioned the injuries last year. Just how do you attack that this season?
Hey, next guy up. Next guy up. Next guy up. You know, in professional sports, when guys go down, baseball, hockey, football, it's the next guy up, the next running back up, the next defensive lineman up. It's the next guy up.
Speaking of which, last time we saw you guys, KK was still working his way back. Where is he at in his progress?
Well, you won't see KK. KK's hurt again, unfortunately for him, and he's going to be out. That's a big blow for us. It's like it was last year. But at the end of the day, it's my job to get my guys ready to go out and compete and win.
Is that a season?
Yep,
long?
he's gone. He's gone, and that's unfortunate for that kid. He's in a tough place right now in his career. I know mentally, I saw him a couple of days ago. I know he's a little messed up right now, just trying to keep his spirits up. We want him around the team to be a coach on the bench. So at the end of the day, it's a lot of things going on in his head right now. And we just send our prayers out for KK. Good guy. He's probably going to be OVC preseason player of the year again, but he's not going to be on our team, unfortunately for us and me and these guys right here. But at the end of the day, we got to find a way to win, and that's what we're going to do.
Last year, you really stepped up on the defensive end. Obviously, how do you maybe work to improve your offensive game to go along with the strides that you made on defense?
I've just been working out more. Coach been having me in the gym after practices and stuff, shooting 30 minutes every day. So just been trying to get my shot right.
And I guess, Jonathan, on the other side, for you at this point in your career, from a leadership standpoint, what's it been like this offseason, kind of bringing the new guys into the fold, being the experienced guy that's been here for a year already?
It's been fun being a leader because I'm always been vocal, and I always had the IQ to help the coach out on the floor and off the court. So it's just been fun helping the guys bond and build chemistry.
You know, it's great to have these two guys back. There's no loyalty in this business anymore. On the coach's side and the player's side. And I got no problem with it because to me it's professional sports, but to have these two guys back to show some loyalty to come back and play and try to win the OVC and get to the NCAA tournament, that means a lot to me.
Last year when we talked to you before the season, it was, we have been doing nothing but defense. I was worried about the defense. Do you feel a bit more confident on that side of the ball going into this year?
Yeah, I think I thought we were really good. We were in the top 25, 30 in the nation defensively last year, and we have a chance to be there even better. We're a lot longer and a lot deeper this year. We basically didn't have a bench last year. This guy averaged 38 minutes a game. That was way too many minutes for him to be playing. He averages about 35 minutes a game. So at the end of the day, we addressed it. We needed to get longer. We needed some more depth, and we did that. We're going to bother some teams in the OVC without length.
Anybody else? I guess on the flip side of that, offensively, you touched on it a little bit, but I know last year we had so many press conferences with you where it was like, we're not going to win scoring 50 points. Do you feel more confident that you guys are going to be able to put up more points?
Oh yeah, we're definitely going to be able to score the ball. That's still a work in progress, but you can tell just with the talent that we've recruited that we should be able to score the basketball. We win 19 games, and we had a tough time scoring last year. That's why I know we were capable of having a good year, even with the injuries that we have. But at the end of the day, we got to knock on wood and hope everybody else stays healthy. That's the big key. It's about the health. If you can stay healthy, you have a chance to win.
Thank you guys for coming out today. We're really excited for the start of the season. Actually, yesterday was our first day of official practice, so we got a good start yesterday. I've got 10 newcomers and 4 returners. The young ladies that I got up here with me, Elena Payne to my left and Brenna Burke to my right, they're both returners from last year, both second-year players in the program, expecting a lot of things out of them this season. Our program, we definitely play a tough non-conference schedule, and no different this year. We've got 3 Power 4 schools, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Arizona State, that are on our non-conference schedule. We try to prepare our team, during the non-conference to get ready for the conference season. And I think that, again, this year we'll definitely do that. Last year I think we finished 4th in the league. We lost 5 of our last 6 games, hit a rough stretch at the end of the season, but we were right there. A couple of things, involved with that, a couple of injuries and things that put us, and still we lost some really, really close games. I mean, we lost to the conference champion here at home on a last-second shot that, if the game would have went our way, it would have been a different turning point. But I felt like the girls that are returning from this year really grew from that, and we've got some high expectations for this season, and looking forward to the year. We'll answer any questions.
How does this year feel for you? With you've got a year as the head coach.
Yeah, that feels a little bit better. I mean, last year, being my first year, definitely green. Going into a lot of things. I think Coach Foley did a great job of preparing me for this position. He gave me a lot of extra duties and things as I was getting ready, to step in. But definitely feel a lot more comfortable. Know what's coming ahead of us, and feel like I can prepare our team for a championship run.
You mentioned Coach Foley, just for him to get inducted into the Hall of Fame. Just how cool is that as someone who's so close to him?
Yeah. I spoke with him yesterday, and I know that he's super excited about that. And it's an honor, to get the opportunity to still contact him and use his resources and things. But the fact that he is going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame along with Taylor Galt, I got to speak with her also. Coached her and coached against her when I was coaching at Russellville High School when she was at Conway. So definitely know a lot about Taylor also.
Coach, you talk about having 10 newcomers, but also 4 returners as well. I mean, what does it mean in this day and age in college basketball? You just see so much less return to have loyalty and girls that run it and only have one come back.
Yeah. I mean, that's the nature of the game right now is, the high turnover, but definitely put a lot on these girls' plate, to be able to get the team ready for what they're going to be experiencing. And of course, we run motion offense. So motion offense is a little bit different than a lot of offenses that teams run because it takes a little bit of time. It takes some time for players to gel and to learn each other. And so I put a lot on their plate. They've been doing a lot of things with, individuals teaching other players things because we were only allowed 4 hours a week up until yesterday, 4 hours a week of working with our team and trying to teach them some things. So they've been doing a good job of, helping the other players learn what we're trying to do. And I think that that's something that, with the new era of college basketball where, there is going to be a lot of turnover that we've got to do a good job of doing.
Brennan and Elena, but I wanted to ask you guys, Why did you want to come back for each of you? Whoever wants to take it first.
Yeah, so I'm from Arkansas. I'm from Russellville, an hour away, and it was important for me deciding on where I wanted to go, for my family to be able to still come, family and friends, and for them to be at every home game. Like that's always meant a lot to me. And as far as the team standpoint, like Coach Weedor, I feel like he does an amazing job of just really coaching us and making us better and doing it all in the right way. And that was big for me. So.
And to piggyback off of that, the coaches spent a great amount of time working with me and helping me get better. I really believe in this program. He's been a part of a winning program, so I just wanted to be a part of that as well. And not only that, when I got recruited here, they took the time to find a major that would work for me. So I would like to finish my education and just show appreciation to them as well.
Coach, the last few years, I want to say ever since I've been back here, so much of the offense is run through Faye. She's not here anymore. Is there someone, that can kind of serve as that same sort of focal point that when you need a bucket, can go get? Is there someone that stood out to you as being able to do that right now?
Yeah, I think we've got 2 or 3 players that we have on the team right now that can, when we need a bucket, we can go to them and in special situations. Jordan Holman was second team all-conference last year, and she's the type of player that can step into that role. Some of our newcomers that are primarily post players that, you like to get the ball in the paint, when you're trying to score and in big moments, and I think we'll have the opportunity to do that this year. And then these 2 guards right here, they're going to be a big part of our offense, and we're going to try to play a little bit of up-tempo this year, try to get things moving quick, and I think that both of these young ladies will be a big part of that, and they'll be able to make some things happen.
Brennan, you got the chance to see the floor some as a freshman. Just how much different was the game for you from high school to now? Do you feel like you're a little more settled in and ready to take on a bigger role?
For sure, yeah. Everyone told me that the physicality and the speed would be the main difference between high school and college, and they're definitely right. I feel like every day last year I learned something new, and coming back as a sophomore, like I'm excited because I still have something new to learn every day, but I at least know more of what to expect and kind of what's ahead.
For both players, just how have you seen that off the court role grow this year as a couple of the girls who have been here before, as far as just leadership goes?
We've had to step up with so many new people. We have to help them understand the offense, and I think the coaches did a great job at recruiting people with great personalities that mesh with ours as well. But in terms of leadership, they respond really well, so it's really been an easy transition to just help them understand the offense so that we can be successful for the year.
For sure. I think it was important for us returners to set the standard day one this summer when we came in July, and just let them know this is how we're going to do things. And then with having so many of the newcomers being upperclassmen, I felt like it was also important to let them know that they have a leadership role as well. Like, just because you're coming into a new program, no, we want you to help us come together and accomplish what we want to accomplish. So definitely the balance of setting the tone and then also encouraging people behind, like everyone can be a leader and we need leaders on this team.
And I'll add a little bit to that. We really emphasize ownership with our team. I think that if you have a team that takes ownership and, not only their practices, their effort, their things, but off the floor, that you've got a team that you can coach and you can build on. And so, we talk about little things like that, but this team has really embraced that, and I'm very fortunate that I've got a lot of good young ladies that are hard workers, and when you have a team that wants to take a little pride in what they're doing every day, it makes my job a lot easier.